What's going on, everybody? James here, RedoptionAgency.com. 22 years selling full-time on eBay. Guess what? I've got a yard sale video for you, but we're going to watch this together. It had music playing in the background, so it was either a quiet video or a walk-along video. So let's see what I picked up today. I spent a total of $148 at this yard sale. So here we go. Getting out of the car. I like this yard sale because they idiot-proofed it. They had signs everywhere at every corner, and you were going to find this yard sale. So that was good. Walked up first, saw the old Tinker Toys there. Or the Lincoln Logs, sorry. Tinker Toys, Lincoln Logs. Nothing good in the toy pile that I saw. Probably went around a few different times trying to make sure I've seen almost everything. They have a lot of craft stuff here. And crafts and that I know nothing really about, so veered away from that pretty quick. And found these Cardinal bobbleheads, stadium giveaway items, so of course grabbed those. Always getting the bobblehead stadium giveaway items. Very nice family. Having a sale. They had a lot of books, and I wish I knew a little bit more about books. I did turn the camera off toward the end. You see it goes off, and I went and checked some of the books. But yeah, I saw some CDs up here, so I'm going to pull those down and look at them. You can set these down over here. I'm like, okay. I saw that Tigger sitting right there. I'm like, had to grab that Tigger hat, and then Jack Skellington. So now we go back and check out the CDs. They're going to be there tomorrow also. Maybe I'll use this video to kind of look up some of these books, get a better understanding of what they got there. So I pulled some classic rock out, The Who, George Harrison best of, James Taylor that looked like it could be an early pressing. I didn't even look at it. Of course, I asked them if they had any more. That's a SpongeBob season there. Asked them if they had any more music records or anything, but they did not. And was looking at I didn't even see the Doc Martens, but I come back to those. I catch those at the end. Actually, I don't even think it's on video. It might have been after I shut it off I saw them. So there was a pair of Doc Martens there. Checked out the cookie canister, but it's very cheaply done. Then go and hit some clothes here, I do believe. So like t-shirts were just like $1. Actually, most of their clothes were just $1. Their pants were like $2 and $3, but they were like the Gap and stuff like that, so I didn't really mess with those. That's souvenir style stuff. Let's see here. I try to be more conscious of the phone this time. so you guys could see what I'm pulling out. So I got a Hershey Park roller coaster shirt. I'm like looking at that jersey. It's a Rams jersey, but it has nothing on it. I'm like, okay. So we got Frontier Days shirt. Some vintage Hard Rock Cafe shirts when it was here in St. Louis. With Guy Fieri's, whatever his last name is, that cook, autograph on it. And then we had this Las Vegas vintage one. What did that say? Oh yeah, that was a NASCAR. So grab that. I think this was a winery, if I remember correctly. Vintage polo for $1. I would have grabbed those if they had more tags on. I think they wanted $3 a piece for them. They had a couple of them. That was just looks like a vintage NBA shirt. I can't remember what that sweater was, brand on it. A lot of the clothes were like Abercrombie and Gap and just your everyday brands. I found this corduroy jacket. So I think they only had like $2 or $3 on that. I'm not even sure what that was. Some celebration. And those didn't look like they were Cardinal related, so I didn't grab them. And then I got that vintage Cardinal denim shirt. So rack one down. And every time I brought something up, she's like gasping, like, oh my. I'm like, sorry to make you work. And she was just shocked that I had it. And then look who there is in front of me. How many times I walked by that didn't even see it. This is why I circle around several times. I see she's right there in front of me. And I just pass her up again. Don't even see it. Of course, I grab those anytime I see them. And then all these little, like, cool downs, they all had the closing eyes on them. So they wanted $1 a piece for them, so I just took the whole container. And then I see her. So that's the sister of the My Buddy doll. And got a Cardinals purse there for $2. Some Speedo flip-flops. I think they only had $1 on those. There's a Doc Martens right in front of me, and I didn't miss them. I saw those boots, regularly priced $400, and they wanted 20 for them. I didn't even look them up. I'm like, okay, I'll take a chance on those. So kind of looking through the pants to see if there's anything that stands out there. So I grabbed me some shorts. Just making my stack. She dropped the hat. Couldn't pick it up. We're going to go back to some clothing. That looked more like a costume than anything else. That's why I passed on that. This was I can't remember the name on it, but it looked like a vintage piece. So for $1, I grabbed it. It was all in European sizes. It wasn't even US. There's the name right there. And that one had a weird feel to it. That's why I grabbed that. I'm not sure what the material was. And then we got some Pokemon lounge pants. It had this colorful sweater. One side was pink, one side was purple. Surrounded in black. Didn't know the name, but take a chance on that for like $2 or whatever they had on it. One or two. I get a surprise in this. Oh, there it is. I was like, what? How's this still here? Because a couple of people had gone through that rack before me and it just wasn't their thing, I guess. So, next rack complete. Next round of clothes. I don't think I pulled anything out of this rack. That didn't have a name on it at all, so it's just generic, or I would have grabbed that. Oh yeah, I did pull that out. It's like a Santa jacket, hoodie, sweater, thingy bobber. This was the only yard sale in the area, so. We got a Six Flags tee. What was that one? Oh, Lucky Charms. Charms. Get that sweater all the way, James. Got a Cardinals shirt there. Got an older looking Pepsi shirt here. That was a Mark Echo. The other ones were kind of just generic names. I forget what name that was. I try to get all this stuff listed this weekend. And I know where some are tomorrow, so I'll probably hit some more yard sales tomorrow, Saturday. The Vintage Lee Cardinal sweatshirt. Next stack. Continue looking. I think those were just scrapping books. Nothing major there, magazines. I almost got that apple, that pie holder there. Probably should have grabbed that. I couldn't really make out the name on it. Should have followed my instincts on that. I'll look it up after this video or try to find it anyway. And then I start to see if there's any kind of books that jump out at me. Oh, up at the top there was a whole box of those highlights from the two I pulled out were mid 80s and they looked great shape. So they wanted $10 for the whole box. So I went ahead and grabbed it. There's probably about 100 of them in there. So I was hoping maybe to get like $2 a piece out of them, profit wise. We'll see. I probably should have looked them up. I started feeling bad because they were so far behind on my stuff. I didn't want to keep dumping stuff, so I'm sitting there holding the box for a little bit as I'm kind of scanning. I saw those auto repair manuals. All the books, hard books, were $1 a piece. I figured at the worst $10 out of those, so I grabbed them. Hopefully at least 10, I guess. And that whole row was cookbooks, but I knew nothing about cookbooks. I should have started scanning them after I turned the phone off. And then I happened to notice that cabinet. I'm like, oh, these books look old. So knowing nothing about them, they're at $1 a piece. I just started grabbing some of them, hoping that at least one of them will make some good money. I figured at this point I could start taking chance on stuff because the clothes alone will make me some good money. So I don't know too much about books, but some of these were older and they only had one date in them. So I'm guessing first pressing type of thing. I'm not 100% sure. So I tried to get the ones that were in the better condition. I think that one had water damage. So that's why I put it back. I saw those. I'm like, I could probably at least put all those together. So I come back and grab those. You see her face. She's like, and then I make a mess. Boink. That game to the left there, I do end up grabbing that off camera. That jungle one. It had $1 on it. They didn't know if all the pieces were there or not, so we'll see. What's it called? It's called Hang In There. Jungle race game. Those were all like word finds and stuff like that. I almost grabbed that GM thing, but it was to an actual person of a union, so like a union manager or something, so I didn't grab it. Figure if it was like to a an actual somebody who worked at GM would have been better. And I can't see what's going on. My receiver just turned off. So now what? I'm going through those bags. See what's there. That was from the Ozarks. Vintage drums like when I was a kid. And that one had I think it said Ozark Mountains on it. So I grabbed that. And then this, I kept going back and forth on because it's sealed with the Wizard of Oz movie. So I'm looking at the box to see if there's any Wizard of Oz, trademark or anything on the dowel itself. And I did not see one. So I almost didn't get it. I put it back and I go, oh no. They had $8 on it. And then I thought, instincts, grab it. I got enough good stuff to take a chance. Go ahead and grab it. I'm sure if I only offered them 5, they probably would have took it anyway. But contemplating as I'm looking. I'm like, fine. That's when I walked up and said, I'm done. Even though I technically wasn't. And then they went to check them out, so started looking around, and I'm glad they did because then this is where I saw the Doc Martens right there. I'm like, aha! I think they had $2 or $3 on them, or actually maybe 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly. I may have missed those if they didn't start checking that other lady out. So. So yeah, made a nice clean sweep of the place. I did look up that Monopoly game. It's Harry Potter. Not going for nothing. Or Lord of the Rings, sorry. It wasn't going for anything. After I turned the camera off, looked that up. At this point, I'm contemplating, do I turn the camera off and start looking some of this stuff up while they're still checking me out and checking other people out? I think at that point she said, it's going to be a while. I'm like, I got time. And we start, I forget what we were talking about. So, yep, that was today's yard sale. Oh, I never noticed this date up here. June 7th. Let's go. And that is all. So yeah, that was fun. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm going to get the stuff drafted, try to get it up this weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.